100-mile-an-hour storms up here demand a durable, robust building, one inspired by aircraft hangars that can be put up quickly. So, Colin and Marta will have a dazzlingly complicated but elegant 335-piece steel frame, carefully designed and cross-braced to resist the fearsome wind up here. The sides and roof of the house will be super-insulated and clad in corrugated aluminium to resist corrosion. They'll also be putting in thick curtain wall glazing with a heat-reflective coating. Inside, the ground floor will house a state-of-the-art wood pellet boiler, a garage, 4 curved bedrooms with facilities, and a slender spiral staircase which will lead up to the first floor, Colin and Marta's elevated private apartment containing a master bedroom, a veranda, snug and the open-plan centerpiece of their live-work home. This will be their air traffic control center for living in, a sitting room, kitchen and balcony where they can keep track of everything going on outside. Under the large glazed roof light on the second floor will sit an office for Colin and a painting studio for Marta. Built in steel and clad in metal, this will be a domestic house built like an aircraft hangar, using commercial techniques. But it's much more complex. Permission's been granted to erect a new 290 square metre structure, no higher than the bungalow it replaces. It'll be made entirely out of concrete, and everything about this project screams experimentation. It's a single-storey dwelling, yet its foundations are on 7 different levels. To construct the walls and roof, enormous formwork panels will be built on site, into which liquid concrete will be poured. Not the conventional stuff, but cutting-edge structural and insulated mixes. Once it's all set, the panels will be removed to reveal the bare concrete structure beneath. And that's how it'll remain, because there'll be no plaster or paint. Several deeply recessed windows will allow some shafts of all-important natural light to enter the otherwise gloomy structure. On the inside, a hallway will lead to the main living block, which incorporates a kitchen and a sunken dining area. With, next to it, an even lower living room cum playroom, right next to the garage. Raised above the communal areas, there'll be bedrooms for each of the 3 children, a family bathroom, and a master bedroom block for Adrian and Megan. Even the new swimming pool in the garden will be cast from concrete. Edward and Hazel's lighthouse will be a feat of complex engineering. At the back of the plot, a level platform will be excavated out of the hard bedrock. Closer to the edge, the cliff is made from crumbly sandstone, so they'll need to sink 25 big rock anchors here, each burrowing down until they reach solid bedrock. Given the exposed location, they'll also need a lot of steel, 100 tons of it, to support the concrete and blockwork structure. But all this will get hidden behind a skin of coastal white render and shimmering glass, a proper lighthouse palette. Behind the tower will sit the main accommodation block, 2 stories high, set behind an 18-metre infinity pool. The windows will be triple glazed and thick to withstand gale forces. The right wing of this house will be for guests. Next to this, on the ground floor, there'll be a living room and cinema. Directly above, on the second floor, will be the girls' bedrooms, each with a bathroom and a balcony. All in all, there are 6 bedrooms in this modernist rockstar pad. The rather vast main kitchen and living space will enjoy uninterrupted views across the pool to the sea beyond, and will connect via a small flight of stairs to the main tower and to the dining room, glazed with 9-foot-high windows. Above this will be a dressing room. On the 3rd floor of the lighthouse, the master bedroom, and at the very top, a glazed observation room, Edward's storm room. A pretty jaw-dropping cantilevered access road will hang mid-air as it sweeps down from the main road. And as if there weren't drama enough, time will add its own cliffhanger, literally, as the sandstone erodes over the years, leaving the building to float above the sea. Astonishingly, Edward and Hazel reckon their coastal mega-structure will take just 18 months to build. Colin and Adele's monument to adventure is going to challenge the cosy comfort of its suburban setting. It starts with a sunken courtyard and a lot of steelwork, 205 pieces in all, that'll form a fairground ride frame, all about curves. The ground floor will be encased entirely in glazing, with more glass curves at the corners. The upper floors will then cantilever out in every direction to be clad in vertical strips of cedar. This curvy box should appear to almost hover above the glazed ground floor, defying gravity and even the rules of suburbia. Down the theatrical sloping drive that'll take you under the cantilever, you'll find a covered entrance leading to a generous kitchen. Tucked away on the west side of the building will be an office, a plant room, and a bathroom. To the north, a set-piece spiral staircase will connect you to the first floor, where, unconventionally, the bedrooms, there are 4 here, are connected to a set of living spaces with ample room to entertain in a double-height games area complete with bar. And a quieter snug lounge cum cinema to the north. Ascend the staircase once more, and you arrive at Colin and Adele's private retreat, an entire floor dedicated to relaxation and contemplation. Their bedroom will be surrounded by a wet room, a bathroom, and a yoga space, all blessed with a great curving terrace and lit from above by vast circular skylights, topped off with 40 solar panels. This 640 square metre Swedish bombshell with curves to command attention will be a very complex project. So the question is, can a novice home builder like Colin manage a project on this scale? Right out there. From the very get-go, this project will be tricky. The tower must be gingerly dismantled because it shares utilities with the neighbouring terrace and a party wall with next door. To help the chunky cantilever defy gravity, Youssef and Zaid hope to drive concrete piles deep into the earth below and anchor their structure to hard rock, but as yet, they've no idea what lies underfoot. Their planned reinforced concrete slab shows how tiny the building's footprint is. But such modesty belies the project's ambitions. 122 pieces of steel will bolt together on this base, the top 2 floors jutting out nearly 4 meters to sea, which more than doubles the volume of its predecessor. Bracing the structure to prevent movement on this windy bluff is going to be crucial. An early design showed columns at all the 4 corners, but Zaid insisted he wanted an overhang, and that transformed his project from technically easy to super challenging. The steel lattice will be infilled with blockwork and skinned in a crisp white render. Glazed areas will be vast and will use an innovative bird-friendly glass to reduce impacts, from old watchtower to new watchtower. Given the small footprint, the design has the staircase hanging in a box outside the building. Zaid's ingenuity extends to inverting the house so that the darker ground floor is for sleeping. A bedroom and a bathroom will sit on both sides of the stairs, which will lead up to the family bathroom and Zaid and Fazana's light-filled bedroom with incomparable views, where his industrial tastes should be tempered by Fazana's more comfortable approach. And saving the best for last, the top floor will be the family's living room and compact kitchen that bring you into the most exciting contact with the powerful presence of the sea and the natural world. Maps from the 1800s show a malthouse building on the site. Planning wanted the placing of Giuliano and Zara's concrete foundations to mirror that. Their project, designed by Lynx Design Consultancy, will also smuggle in a new-built modern home, slotting it behind the camouflage of a traditional building. And it's all off the scale. Sizable pre-insulated timber panels made off-site will deliver an energy-efficient 2-story, 400-square-metre home. The malthouse aesthetic will come from 25,000 handmade bricks, some distinctive brick piers, typical narrow windows, and a slate roof. And then, audaciously slicing through the malthouse, a glass and corten steel portal will connect the front door to an oversized statement, a giant 30-metre wooden pergola next to an equally large pond. On one side of the hall will sit a large kitchen diner with a wall of glazing overlooking the garden. At the far end of the house will be utility spaces and a garage, and in the middle, the sitting room, a triple height space with an overhead walkway strung across it. Upstairs, you'll find Giuliano and Zara's bedroom, with an ensuite, a walk-in wardrobe, and a makeup studio for Zara. Across the floating walkway, Giuliano's office will overlook the sitting room. Beyond it are 2 spare bedrooms for relatives to stay and the family to grow. And outside, there is more. Beyond the pergola, there'll be a garden room, a greenhouse, a fruit and veg patch, and beehives. This isn't just a new home. It's a whole new world and way of life. So Giuliano and Zara had better make sure whoever builds it for them knows what they're doing. Set on the site of the old stable block on a steep slope, a perfectly level groundworks platform has already been built up at the front and cut into the hill at the back, beneath a long stone retaining wall. Structurally insulated timber panels will form the walls, and 5 laminated timber beams will allow the interior to be open, tall and large. Wide accessible doorways will lead you across flat floors to an open living room with views across the valley, and a dramatic roof light atop an audacious pyramid. The tall kitchen will have one wall clad in local reclaimed bricks, and the aim is to incorporate accessibility into the design. Any mobility aids will be super subtle. The floors will be ultra-flat and threshold-free for wheelchair access between the 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a therapy room and a small office, which will give onto a sheltered courtyard at the back. All these spaces have to be accessible, practical and beautiful. The gable ends will be clad in the stone from the old stable block that once stood here, while an overcoat of zinc will wrap the roof and the other elevations. So there can be no mistaking this for anything other than a modern building. Johnny will project manage while Cara designs the interior, a shared adventure to wrangle a beautiful new future, a wheelchair-accessible path down which they have never been before. The first task facing this pair of health-seeking dreamers will be to demolish their old 1960s bungalow. A highly insulated raft foundation of polystyrene and concrete will then form a U-shaped footprint onto which 170 prefabricated wooden panels will be slotted together to form the structure. The house will be separated into 2 wings that will wrap around a central atrium, conceived by the architectural designer Nigel Heffernan as a way of bringing nature right into the living space. The east wing will contain 2 self-contained apartments, allowing Tony and Ara to earn an income and share their therapeutic work with guests. Ever the unconventional couple, they will each have separate quarters in the west wing. Tony's 1-bed apartment with its own kitchen and bathroom downstairs, and Ara's above. In pursuit of well-being, the house will have mechanical ventilation and biodynamic lighting to track natural daylight, so that on dark days it can still be sunny inside. Big glazing panels will give views in all directions out into the old-growth forest, which completely surrounds the plot. Larch cladding will also mirror the woodland. And curves will flow around the building in bands, topped with a slender zinc fascia, echoed at first floor level by elegant connecting balconies. This is a low-carbon design that seeks to emulate the vibrant, life-giving force of the forest that inspires it and its occupants. I just hope that the task of building it doesn't drain them of spirit and energy in the process. To tame and then domesticate this industrial relic will be a battle of huge proportions, and their plans are far from simple. The current structure is made of 12 thick concrete legs, tied together by 4 ring beams, including one in the ground. All this strength is to support a water tank engineered to hold almost 1,000 tons of water. Adam's plan is to dig out the old floor and replace it with a new concrete floor, but this time insulated and structural to support a heavy concrete interior. Crafted wooden formwork will be filled with a special mix to mould the exposed concrete walls of the ground floor. This will house one of 5 bedrooms, a kitchen and a small extension with a dining room and snug. On the first floor, more concrete will form the walls and floor of 3 more bedrooms, a bathroom and even a secret room for the kids. The top floor of the tower will be the open-plan main bedroom suite. 5 pours and over 250 tons of concrete will create a rabbit warren of 3.5 floors, connected by stairs, a slide and a fireman's pole. It may seem extraordinary, but it's all quite pedestrian compared to their plans for the tank itself. Big enough to hold 2 3-bedroom houses, Adam and Tassie want to make a 2-floor luxury entertainment space with a swimming pool, a cinema room, kitchen and an outside sky garden, formed by removing 1/4 of the tank's roof. The ambition is spectacular, the materials unforgiving, and the challenge completely bonkers.